Hello everyone, it's me Skin Glowing Afro. I am back to do another YouTube video, and I saw this tweet on Twitter today and it really actually made me think, you know what? This tweet is the truth. Sorry, can't get my words out. But the person basically said, how come airlines charge so much for those of us from the Black Diaspora who want to go back to our home countries in either the Caribbean or our home countries in Africa. This is the absolute truth, because I've been thinking about this for a while. I mean, to go to Barbados is very expensive in general, but then you put on top of that the airlines, how much they're charging you, over £1,000 plus, especially since a lot of us, when we go back to the Caribbean, we typically tend to stay in hotels, or excuse me, the new thing is to stay in Airbnbs. This is a new popular thing that's been coming on the past couple of years, but the majority of us still like to stay within hotels, because it's not always possible to stay with your family. And to be fair, even if you could stay with your family, sometimes you just want to relax and go to a hotel and have air conditioning and not have to worry about doing your dry cleaning or washing your clothes or whatever. But them kinds of airlines are really taking a piss. I mean, honestly, at this point it's kind of like, what is your problem? Like, we booked our holiday to go to Barbados on August 3rd. We booked the holiday January 1st, so New Year's Day. So, because if you book your holiday in January, or sometimes even in December, depending on what time in December it is, you can generally tend to get a good deal. So our deal was like 1,300, I believe. That was flight and hotel included, to stay there for 2 weeks. So to stay there for 2 weeks, and we're going with British Airways. We usually go with Virgin Atlantic, but Virgin Atlantic was a bit more expensive, so we went with British Airways because it was slightly cheaper. However, in general, going to the Caribbean with either British Airways or Virgin Atlantic is very expensive. It's kind of like, what more do you want? Because they kind of is like, we as Black people want to go back to our home countries, to help build their economy, and we're kind of getting a block put in us, because it's kind of this situation where some of us can go 1 year but we can't go the next year. Some of us can go yearly, but it's still putting a dent into our bank accounts, if you get what I mean. So our holiday, we have to pay it off the end of June, which I'm thankful for, because the airline that we booked with the airline and the company that we booked with said we got to the end of June. That's British Airways standards. Other airlines, sometimes, even if you're not going on holiday to August, they want you to pay your holiday off by, say, the end of May or the end of April, which is ridiculous. And it's like, if your price for the holiday is very expensive and you're expecting people to pay the holiday off by April or May, you're not really being realistic, because if they book the holiday in January, you're only giving them technically 3 months to pay the holiday off. So really irritating to see that they're doing this. And it's really, to be honest, if I'm going to open my mouth and say part of it is to do with racism. They do not want us to build our home countries back up. They just want us to stay in these white predominant countries, to build up this economy so we can stay in the same place that we always have. It's beneath them. In order for us to go back home, because we're contributing to Black countries, putting money into other Black people's hands, that is kind of scary to them. They don't want us to do that. Like, why would you want Black people to do such a thing? Like, to them it's kind of madness. They don't want us to do that, but they want to have these sky high prices for holidays that we want to be able to go on to yearly. So I want to tell you, airlines, directly, stop charging people so much money. Stop charging people so much money for wanting to go back home, because it's, at the end of the day, it's really ridiculous. because black people, contrary to popular belief, we travel a hell of a lot. It's just that when we want to go back home, we want to have that exact same luxury to not be spending that much money on flying back home, because you know it's expensive. We know it's expensive, but you seem to charge more and more and more every single year, and you keep saying it's because these excuses because fuel prices are going up. Like, don't take the piss, because people travel to the Caribbean or countries in Africa daily. So it's not like you can't afford it you can't afford your fuel prices. So I'm not here for that. Please think twice before you start charging people extortionate prices. Lower your flights, and trust me, you will get, like, say 100, 200 more people traveling yearly to these countries if you would just lower your prices. But by keeping them sky high, you are effectively blocking people from actually being able to not only contribute to back home and rebuilding that, but you're also stopping them from traveling full stop. Because I know plenty of people who said, yeah, I can go on holiday this year, I'm going to save, I'm going to work all this year, and then the next year I can't afford to go anywhere except for, say, some countries in Europe or maybe Amsterdam, some countries like that. But they actually want to go back home. They simply cannot afford to, because the prices are far too expensive. So slow your roll, make haste, and lower those prices.